Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga.
Hare Hare.
Hare. So today we are reading Canto 2, verse 10 and text 49 and 50. They are together. So I will recite them 3 times and then you can decide. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Chattum Kishoravestasya Samvadoऽಧ್यात्म samshritah Yadvas Bhagavanstasmai Prashtastatvam Uvachah Bruhinastadidam Somya Vidurasya Vichestitam Bandhu Tyaga Nimittam Cha यथैवागतवान् पुनः शत्रुः किशोरवैस्तस्य संवादोऽध्यात्मसंश्रितः यद्वास भगवांस्तस्मै पृष्टस्तत्त्वम् उवाचः ब्रूहि तत् इदं सौम्य विदरस्य विचेष्टितम् बन्धुत्याग निमित्तं च यथैवागतवान् पुनः क्षत्रुः किशोरवैस्तस्य संवादोऽध्यात्मसंश्रितः यद्वास भगवांस्तस्मै पृष्टस्तत्त्वम् उवाचः ब्रूहीनस्तत् इदं सौम्य विदुरस्य विचेष्टितम् बन्धुत्याग निमित्तं च यथैवागतवान् पुनः. Please decide.
शत्रुः कौशारवेस्तस्य संवादाध्यात्मसंश्रितः यद्वास भगवांस्तस्मै पृष्टस्तत्त्वम् उवाचः ब्रूहि नस्तत् इदं सौम्य विदुरस्य विचेष्टितम् बन्धुत्यागनिमित्तं च यथैवागतवान् पुनः.
Hare Krishna. Shattu Kausharavestasya Sambhado Adhatma Samsristaha Yadbhasha Bhagavanstasmai Pristastattam Uvachaha Ruhinastad Idam Saumo Vidurasha Vichestitam Bandhu Tyaga Nimittam Cha Jatha Iba Agatavan Punah. Hare Krishna.
शत्रुक्षौस्तर्वास्तस्य संवादोऽध्यात्मसंश्रितः यद्वास भगवांश्च तस्मै प्रस्तास्तत्त्वम् उवाचः ब्रूहि नस्तद् इदं सौम्य विदुरस्य विचेष्टितम् बन्धुत्यागनिमित्तं च यथैवागतवान् पुनः. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Tatto kausarvestasya samvado hatyatma samshritaha yadvasa bhagavanstasmai kristastatvam uvachaha bruhinastadidam soumya vidurasya vicheshtitam bandhu tyaganimittam cha यथैवा गतवान् पुनः. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else would like to say? Okay, I'll recite. Chatu Kaushar Ravistasya Samvadodhyatm Shamshrita Yadvasa Bhagavams Tasmai Prashtastatvam Uvachaha Brūhinastat idam Somya Vidurasya Vicheshtitam Bandhutyaga Nimittam Cha Yathaiva Gatavan Punah. Synonyms: Chatu of Vidura, Kausharaveha as that of Maitreya, Tasya there, Samvada news, Adhyatma in the matter of transcendental knowledge, Shamshritaha full of, Yat which, Va anything else, Saha he, Bhagavan his grace, Tasmai unto him, Prashtaha inquired, Tattvam the truth, Uvacha answered, Ha in the past, Bruhi please tell, Na unto us, Tat those matters, Idam here, Shaumya O gentle one, Vidurasya of Vidura, Vicheshtitam activities, Bandhu Tyaga renouncing the friends, Nimittam the cause of, Cha also, Yatha as, Eva also, Agatman came back, Punha again at home. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarin Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sonak Rishi said, let us know, please, what topics were discussed between Vidura and Maitreya, who talked on transcendental subjects, and what was inquired by Vidura and replied by Maitreya. Also, please let us know the reason for Vidura's giving up the connection of his family members and why he again came home. Please also let us know the activities of Vidura while he was in the places of pilgrimage. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Sri Suta Goswami was narrating the topics of creation and destruction of the material world. But it appears that rishis headed by Sonaka were more inclined to hear of transcendental subjects, which are on the higher level than the physical. There are two classes of men, namely those too addicted to the gross body and the material world, and others on the higher level who are interested more in transcendental knowledge. Srimad Bhagavatam gives facility to everyone, both to the materialist and to the transcendentalist. By hearing Srimad Bhagavatam in the matter of Lord's glorious activities, both in the material world and in the transcendental world, man can derive equal benefit. The materialists are more interested in the physical laws and how they are acting, and they are wonder in those physical glamours. Sometimes due to physical glamour, they forget the glories of the Lord. They should know definitely that physical activities and their wonders are all initiated by the Lord. The rose in the garden gradually takes its shape and color to become beautiful and sweet, not by blind physical law, although it appears like that. Behind that physical law is the direction of the complete consciousness of the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, things cannot take shape so systematically. The artist draws a picture of a rose very nicely with all attention and artistic sense, and yet it does not become as perfect as the real rose. If that is a real fact, how can we say that the real rose has taken its shape without intelligence behind the beauty? This sort of conclusion is due to poor fund of knowledge. One must know from the above description of creation and annihilation that the Supreme Consciousness, being omnipresent, can take care of everything with perfect attention. That is a fact of the omnipresence of the Supreme Lord. Persons still more foolish than the gross materialists, however, claim to be transcendentalist and claim to have such supreme all-pervading consciousness. but offer no proof. Such foolish persons cannot know what is going on behind the next wall, yet they are falsely proud of possessing the cosmic, all-pervading consciousness of the Supreme Person. For them also, hearing of the Srimad Bhagavatam is a great help. It will open their eyes to see that simply by claiming supreme consciousness, one does not become supremely conscious. One has to prove in the physical world that he has such supreme consciousness. The rishis of Ramcharan, however, were above the gross materialist and the false transcendentalist, and thus they were very anxious to know the real truth in transcendental matters as discussed by authorities. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरदस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्दे अहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापतिकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवं च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणित श्रीविशाखान्वितांश। नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नाम्ने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचरणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारणे। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्वस्य नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्त रूप स्वरूपकं भक्तवतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्त शक्तिकम्। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपीकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्णा पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तना हृदन्त सुभद्राणि विधुनोति सुरसां नष्टप्रायश बद्धेषु नित्यं भागसेव्या। भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नष्टकी। Hare Krishna. So thank you all for joining. So we are reading from Canto 2nd, chapter 10 and text number 49 and 50. These are the last verses of this canto actually. We are wrapping up this second canto. So after that there's one more verse and then we're going to enter into the third canto. So here in the final this verse here it's saying that Sonak Rishis. So we are coming back. We see the Srimad Bhagavatam started when the thousands of sages who gathered in the forest of Naimisharaya, they ask various questions to Suta Goswami. And we see Srila Suta Goswami answered those questions in a very systematic way in the first canto. So after we see at the end of the first canto, there was a discussion, and then in that discussion it comes the topic of discussion between Parishit Maharaj and Shukdev Goswami. Generally, when we see Srimad Bhagavatam, we talk about Srimad Bhagavatam that was spoken by Srila Shukdev Goswami. So Srila Shukdev Goswami recited Srimad Bhagavatam to Parishit Maharaj. So at that time, when he was reciting, Suta Goswami was also sitting along with Parishit Maharaj. And Shukdev Goswami blessed and instructed Suta Goswami that you should recite the Srimad Bhagavatam again in the forest of Naimisharaya. So where we are starting this Srimad Bhagavatam is that the sages asking question to Suta Goswami, and then Suta Goswami narrating the pastime, and ultimately he start describing the pastime what was discussed between Sukdev Goswami and Parishit Maharaj. Now here it's coming back here. So Sonak and all the sages in the Naimisharaya, they are again asking question to Suta Goswami. Now they want to hear the topic which was discussed between Vidura and Maitreya. So Vidura and Maitreya, they both are great personalities. Vidura is basically a great devotee of the Lord. Vidura, we know Vidura was basically uncle of Pandavas and Kauravas. He's the kind of, you say, step brother for Dhritarashtra and Pandu. So he's the uncle and he's the prime minister of in the assembly of Dhritarashtra, because he's his younger brother. So, but Vidura, along with that, he was a great devotee of the Lord. And Vidura is basically the incarnation of, he's himself Yamraj, because he came here to perform, because of a curse, he has to come to the material world. So Vidura actually is a great devotee of Lord. And what happened is, before the war of Mahabharat, he left the house of Dhritarashtra, because Dhritarashtra did not take care of him properly and Duryodhana was insulting him too much. So he has to leave the house. He left the house and he went on pilgrimage to various places Dwarka, Mathura, Kashi. So many places he went. In India, there are many places of pilgrimage. So he went various places. And ultimately, after the end of Mahabharat, he came back again to Hastinapur. So, and he came back again, and then after that, he again went back and then went back to pilgrimage. So here, Sona Krishi, very curious, very inquisitively asking this question is that, first of all, he's asking that what was being discussed between Vidura and Maitreya. So they know, Sonaka and all the sages, we need to understand that this Sona Krishi and all the great sages who are gathered in the forest of Naimisharaya, they are not interested in talking some material discussion. They all gathered to give something for the people of the age of Kali Yuga, so that we can all get benefit. So that's why they are only interested in transcendental subject matters. And they know that when Vidura and Maitreya, these are the two great personalities, when they are talking, they must be talking some transcendental subjects. The common man in today's world, when they talks about politics, they talks about sports, they talks about movies, songs, this and that. So their topics are basically material in nature. But when the devotees gather together, when the devotees come together, they talk transcendental subject matters. Even Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that my devotee, when they come together, they discuss about me. So it is the nature of the devotees that when they meet together, they always talks about Krishna. And that is a devotional service. That's what we perform. So here, all the sages, Sonak and all the sages are asking like, what transcendental subjects were being discussed between Vidura and Maitreya, right? And what was inquired by Vidura and replied by Maitreya? Because Vidura was very inquisitive and Maitreya Muni got the blessings from Lord Krishna. So before Lord Krishna left this material world, this earth planet, he was in the Prabhas Kshetra, who is basically near Dwarka, and there Lord Krishna instructed Maitreya Muni, and along with Uddhava. Actually, he actually instructed Uddhava. Uddhava asked many questions to Lord Krishna before Lord Krishna left, and those are being recorded in 11th canto. 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is discussion primarily between Krishna and Uddhava. So along with Uddhava, Maitreya Muni was also sitting there. So when Krishna was instructing these topics to Uddhava, so Maitreya Muni was also there. And Lord Krishna instructed Maitreya Muni that when you go to the Badrika Ashrama, while going there, you will going to meet Vidura. And you should know Vidura all these answers what I'm giving to you. So Maitreya Muni is basically the carrying the message of Krishna for Vidura. So they both meet together, and Vidura came to know that Lord Krishna left this material world. So Vidura became very sad by hearing that Lord left. But Maitreya Muni told that before leaving, he was remembering you and he gave this message to you, that I should give you this instruction. So that's why here it is said that what was inquired by Vidura. What was inquired by Vidura? So they know that Vidura asked a question because Vidura has a lot of question on transcendental subject matter. And then Krishna already gave that answer to Maitreya, and Maitreya is going to reply those answers here. And Maitreya Muni himself is a great sage, but he's carrying the message of Krishna. So these are two great personality who are going to discuss this subject matter. Now, one another topic here that they are asking sages, which is very important for all of us, is that also please let us know the reason for Vidura's giving up connection to his family members. This is very important, that why a devotee, Vidura, is giving up connection with his family. See, the main important point is that here, in our Vedic system, there is a Varnashram Dharma. There are 4 Varnas and 4 Ashramas. So 4 Ashramas are Brahmachari, Grastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyas. And 4 Varnas are Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. So for the Varnas are basically a categorical division in the society to manage the society. Like there are certain people who are good in Brahmanical activities, so they should be classified as Brahmana, like teachers, professors, research workers, like that. Prabhupada says that people who are thinkers, they are being categorized as Brahmana, and people who are administrators or who are basically controlling the government, managing the government, like that, they are administrators, they should be classified as Kshatriyas. Then there are people who are doing business, cow protection, farming, all this, they will be as Vaishya. And then people who are serving these three societies, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, they are categorized as Shudras, or the people who are working class. Most of them in today's world is working class. So in Kali Yuga, everyone born as Shudra. Only by through purification, through samskara, a person can become a Vaishya, Kshatriya or Brahmana. But along with that, Lord already gave in the Varnashrama system the spiritual progress stream. In that, a person in the first 25 years of age live like a brahmachari, and the next 25 live like a householder, family member, like as a grasta, and then next 25 year as vanaprastha, and next 25 year as sannyas. So these are the 4 division in the life of a person for a spiritual progress. These 4 division are for spiritual progress. But in today's society, is hardly to get brahmachari ashram, like first 25 year where we can actually really learn under the guidance of a guru. So it was very difficult. It's not that physical is not possible nowadays, because there are not many gurukul, there are many not brahmacharis available. So people are directly recommended to take grasthashrama. But grasthashrama is also need to be taken very seriously, in the sense that ultimately we have to give up the relationships, material relationships with the family members, because until your family is not a devotee, they will become cause of your bondage in the material world. This particular thing, what Vidura is saying, that if your family is not a devotee, they will drag you back into the material world. So it is very important that at the time when you finish your duties, generally Shastra recommend that 50 years of age, you should go in a vanaprastha. But nowadays, because of the late marriages, and because of people are more interested in enjoying the world, so things are getting delayed, and then people has to stay more in the grastha ashrama than recommended, which is not good actually. But again, point is that whenever you finish your family duties, you should go for vanaprastha, means leave your house. Prabhupada says that best is you go to Vrindavan or holy place, there go and serve Krishna. But again, one more place Prabhupada says that, uh, nowadays people are not that strong enough, and there are not many forests or places left where to go. So even if you stay in your house, that's okay. But as long as you following four regulative principle seriously and chanting 16 round every day without fail, then you are safe. But the point is that here, what in Srimad Bhagavatam is that Vidura gave up the connection of his family members because he gives more importance to his spiritual life rather than his material life. So he left the house, but then he realized the another point here is that why he came back home, why he came home again. He came back home again for his brother, elder brother, Dhritarashtra, who was so much attached to his family. Yet even in the advanced age, when Dhritarashtra lost his whole family, like all his 100 sons in the war, still he was staying in the family, which is not good, because he was relying on the mercy of Pandavas. So Vidura came back and told Dhritarashtra that this is not the time to stay in the house, my brother. You should leave. You should leave because this is time for spiritual realization. You can't stay in the home and just enjoy the food given by the Pandavas, which because he was very envious of Pandavas initially, but now after the war he was still enjoying the facilities in the house which was given by Pandavas. So he's saying this is not good for you. This is not good for you. He gave very harsh word. Actually, he told very, very harsh word to his brother to invoke renunciation in his heart. Dhritarashtra was very much attached to his material life. He don't want to give it up his comfort. He wanted staying in his house for very long. So Vidura came back home to actually instruct his brother to leave the house and go for spiritual realization. This discussion was there in the first canto. We can see that. So here, this is very, very important point that Maitreya Munis, like Vidura, this Sonak Rishi and all the sages asking that what was the discussion between Vidura and Maitreya. So that was the context. Now I will take some point what Srila Prabhupada mentioned in the purport here. Prabhupada actually mainly took the point that many people are interested in physical activity of the material world. So here if we say that Prabhupada says that there are two classes of man, namely those two addicted to gross body in material world and others on a higher level who are interested in transcendental knowledge. Even though Prabhupada says that there are two classes of man, but I would say these two classes of man, the gap is very wide. 99% people are interested in first category and very less than 1% is interested in second category. Transcendental knowledge. How many people are really interested in hearing Srimad Bhagavatam? And how many people are interested in seeing politics, sports, magazines, like this Bollywood, Hollywood? So many people are there, like almost all are there. Very few people are really interested in transcendental knowledge. But the Srimad Bhagavatam gives facility for both. That's a very beautiful point Prabhupada mentioned, that both to the materialist and to transcendentalist. In the preface of Srimad Krishna book, Srila Prabhupada says that Krishna performed various pastimes, and all these pastimes will attract everyone. Even somebody materialist, somebody is an artist, somebody is like a storyteller, or somebody is like householder. Because Krishna performed all kind of activities, and every activity is attracted to Krishna. Even Krishna says that people who are interested in like boys and girls who are interested in love affair, they can come and study Lord's of love affair with the gopis. Then they will get transcendental realization. So in reality, Srimad Bhagavatam offers every facility for everyone. So here Prabhupada says that by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam in the matter of Lord glorious activities, one thing we need to understand that Lord, when he comes and perform activity, those activities are not on material platform, they are transcendental platform. And those activities are so glorious that just by reciting and hearing those activities, we become purified. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that, that Janma Karmacha Me Divyam. 4.9, chapter 4, text number 9. Janma Karmacha Me Divyam Emam Viveti Tatvata Tyakta Deham Panajanam Nayate Mamiti Swarjuna. My birth and my activities are all transcendental. They are divine. They're not ordinary. So anybody who is hearing or understanding the Srimad Bhagavatam, or like knowing that very well, the pastimes of the Lord, Krishna is promising them they will not take birth again in this material world after this body. So that's why this is very important that if we hear Srimad Bhagavatam constantly, every day, without fail, nashta prayesha badreshu nityam bhagava sevya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati nashtaki. Srimad Bhagavatam claims that if we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, nashta prayesha badreshu, all abhadre, all inauspicious things, all obstacles in our life will get removed. Almost, nashta prayesh, almost completely. Nityam Bhagava Sevya. If we recite, if we study Srimad Bhagavatam daily or continuously. So by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam in the matter of Lord's glorious activity, both in the material world, in the transcendental world. See, when Lord came in the material world here, he performed activities, and when Lord in the spiritual world, he performed activities. All these activities are all glorious. Any activity which is related to Krishna is glorious and transcendental. Whatever we hear will going to benefit us. So the materialists are more interested in physical laws. Yes, see, like, see, if you see, many people are interested in knowing the science behind what is happening in the material world. How sunrise, how sunset, what is happening in the eclipse, what happened this, how this world is formed, what are these planets, what is the sky, what is this stars, all these things, right? People are interested more about the universal structure, about the universal things and these things, about material laws and those kind of things. Many people are interested in that and how they are acting. So they think that is very wonderful. That's why we have 7 wonders in the world, right? But the most wonderful thing in the world, like, is not just basically these material things, is the Srimad Bhagavatam, the transcendental activities performed by Lord Krishna. So here Prabhupada say that, and sometime due to physical glamour, they forget the glories of the Lord. This material world is so glamorous in certain way that people become so astonished by seeing this huge material world. They think that, well, this is enough. Then there can be nothing bigger than this. But they forget that who created this material world. This material world is not created automatically. It's created by some intelligence. And that intelligence is Krishna. So that's why they should know definitely that physical activity and their wonders are all initiated by Lord the Lord. This Srimad Bhagavatam, very important point here Prabhupada is bringing, that we need to understand that Srimad Bhagavatam describes that all material activity, what we see in this material world, the person behind that is Krishna. And they are all initiated by Krishna. How this world is created, how this world is maintained, how this world is annihilated, all those activities. Atra Sargo Visargascha Sthanam Poshanamutya. This Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 2nd canto, 10th chapter, which is where we are ending right now, is the title of this chapter is that Srimad Bhagavatam is the answer to all questions. What does that mean? The mean is that any question you have, material or spiritual, they are all being answered in Srimad Bhagavatam. So here, what Prabhupada says that is all the physical activity and their wonders are all initiated by the Lord. And that we see in Srimad Bhagavatam 10th, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10. When Arjuna asked Krishna, that how can I remember you in this material world? In what forms I can remember you? So Krishna says that, well, I have unlimited opulences. But he mentioned some few of them to Arjuna, and then he says that through this I pervade the whole material world, the whole material and spiritual world, and I maintain and sustain them. So that's what being actually described in Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada give a very nice analogy here. A rose in a garden. This Prabhupada is giving a analogy which everyone can understand very easily. He's saying that the rose in the garden gradually takes its shape. So you must have in your garden, if you have a rose plant or maybe marigold plant or jasmine plant, whatever you have, right? So Prabhupada is giving an example, a rose in a garden gradually takes the shape. It's not that you just put the seed and tomorrow the rose will come and blooming like that. It's not going to happen like that. There's a process. And color to become beautiful, sweet, not by blind physical laws. although it appears like that, behind that physical law is the direction of complete consciousness of Supreme Lord. See how this rose becomes so beautiful, so bright color, so fragrant, and all those kind of things. We think that it's happening automatically just by some physical laws. No, there's a consciousness behind that who actually architecting this whole phenomena. Otherwise, things cannot take shape so systematically. Why there is a sunrise every morning on time? Not even a single moment the sun is going here and there. Why moon is going in his orbit again and again? Why all these planets are circling around again and again? All those things in so perfect timing, so punctual. Who is doing that? It's not that I'm happening automatically. It's not by chance. Can anyone have seen in their life or have encountered anything which happens by chance? Means just something happen and that automatically start working very nicely without any intervention. By chance, everything's like running very nicely. We haven't seen that. So here Prabhupada said that artists draw a picture of a rose very nicely with all attention. So if a painter, you ask them, a artist or painter to draw a rose, he takes so much care to draw and with his artistic sense, yet it does not become as perfect as real rose. If that is a real fact, how can we say that real role has taken a shape without intelligence behind the beauty? This is the question. This is a very common question. And then a person who has a little bit of intelligence can understand this point very nicely. So this sort of conclusion is due to poor fund of knowledge. One must know from the above description of creation and annihilation that supreme consciousness, being omnipresent, can take care of everything with perfect attention. This is what the real intelligence behind everything what we see in the material world. We think that things are happening by automatically, is not. There is a Krishna who is behind each and everything. And that is a fact of omnipresent Supreme Lord in the form of Paramatma. Lord is everywhere, all pervading in the form of Paramatma, is taking care of everything. He pervades the entire universe and then he maintains the entire universe. Person still more foolish than the gross materialist, however claim to be transcendentalist, claim to have such supreme all-pervading consciousness, but offer no proof. Here Prabhupada says that people who are claiming to be transcendentalists, but they do not provide any proof. Because proof is given in Srimad Bhagavatam and they don't accept that. So such foolish persons cannot know what is going on behind the next wall. Yet they are falsely proud of possessing the cosmic all-pervading consciousness of Supreme Person. There are many foolish people who claim to be God, but they don't even know what is going on behind the wall. So how can they actually see, maintain this material world? So these foolish people, these imposters, Prabhupada saying that should not be trusted. For them also, hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam is a great help. Even Prabhupada is saying that even those imposters, they can actually hear Srimad Bhagavatam and then they will open their eyes. It will open their eyes to see that simply by claiming supreme consciousness, one does not become supremely conscious. So Srimad Bhagavatam is for everyone. This is what Prabhupada is bringing the point that Srimad Bhagavatam is even for the imposters who try to impose that, put themselves as the supreme personality of Godhead, which they are not. So one has to prove in the physical world that he has such supreme consciousness. Like as Arjuna asked to Krishna, show me your universal form. You have to prove that you are supreme. Otherwise, how can people is going to trust you? So that's why these rishis of Naimisharayana, however, about the gross materialist and false transcendentalist, because these rishis are highly elevated. They are not like gross materialists. They are not like false transcendentalists. So thus they are very anxious in to know the real truth in transcendental matters, as discussed by the authorities. Here Srila Prabhupada is giving that Vidura and Maitreya is authority, and we should be hearing this discussion between them, which will be the real transcendental subject matter for all of us. And it is came to us, we are hearing this, we are understanding this because all the sages inquired this from Sutta Goswami. So we are very thankful to all the great sages who gathered there in the forest of Naimisharan 5,000 years ago to bring the Srimad Bhagavatam to all of us. All right, so thank you very much. I'll stop now here to see if anyone have any comment or any question or any realization they would like to share.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Very nice class. About rose, you are telling about rose. So rose plant, we put the plant and we think, oh, I did the fertilizer, I did the plant, I put the plant and everything. It is growing very good. We always think I did it.
Yes. Or it's happening by physical laws. Yes.
When it blooms, we think that we did it. But behind everything, it's a Supreme Personality is there.
Yes,
So
Mataji.
that really the bud will be like this, and then it slowly blooms. It's so cute, and that Srishti is something. We have to realize everything. For everything behind that silent person is their God. But we talk that I did it, I do, I know everything, but that's not. That was a real example Prabhupada gave.
It's very wonderful example, Mataji.
Wonderful example Srila Prabhupada gave. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you very much for
So
sharing.
I think in this, he was saying Vidura and this Saunaka Rishi is saying that something transcendental is there. It's not material things are not there. So we'll see next slokas what they say.
Yes, Mataji. The third canto is going to start shortly, and then we'll hear the beautiful subject matter discussed between Vidura and Maitreya. And interestingly, for next three cantos, there will be discussion between Vidura and Maitreya. From sixth canto onward, Sukdev Goswami is going to come back again.
Oh, okay.
So next three canto, we are going to hear from Maitreya Muni.
Maitreya Muni. Thank you very much for telling.
Thank you very much. Very
I had
wonderful.
to very carefully listen to this.
Yes. Third canto is very important. Third, fourth canto, and fifth canto. Yes. Hare Krishna. Anyone else have any other comment or question? Or they would like to share any reflections? All right, if there is nothing, so thank you all for joining for today's morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. I hope you enjoy this. So have a wonderful Krishna conscious day. Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhuve vacha patitanam
Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah.
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय
की
श्री
जय
प्रभुपाद की जय श्रीमद् भागवत
जय
महापुराण की जय
जय.
श्री कृष्ण
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. It's class.